Think back on your childhood. Are you having images of great memories overflowing the bed? Now think of having a childhood where you don't know where you're going to sleep, what you'll eat, or even where you're going to be staying. It's a scary image, isn't it? All over the world there are children who don't have a house to call a home. And all over the world there are also people who aren't able to have children. Adoption dates back to even the times of Jesus, but here recently it has become almost common in most households. According to this article on adoption, more than 60% between the ages of 2 and 5 are in foster care for 2 to 5 years in foster care before being adopted, and nearly 20% are trapped in foster care for 5 or more years before being adopted. American children spend an average of 3 years in foster care after they're eligible for adoption. Some people are against adoption for their own reasons, but they need to go into deeper thought. Imagine a child being born addicted to a drug because their mother was a drug addict. It's known by everyone around her that she isn't able to take care of this baby. Adoption would be a good answer because the baby would be taken care of and growing up in a healthy way compared to having a drug-addicted mother. Another example is a 16-year-old girl, about a sophomore in high school, who got pregnant during a one-night stand. Once she informed the child's father, he lost all contact with her. The 16-year-old doesn't live in the greatest neighborhood and is trying to finish high school to better herself and is feeling the stress of not only bettering her future, but now having to worry about a child. Adoption would be a good answer for her because she could give the baby an easier upbringing and not have to worry about dropping out of high school and not setting a good example for her child. My last example comes from parents who aren't able to conceive. Adoption is an option these parents have to get children as infants to raise as their own or adopt older children, all depending on their experience and how ready they are. I'm not saying adoption is as simple as that. I've seen a lot of stories where women and couples want to keep their child but know that it's better for the baby to grow up in a better situation. Take Caitlin Lowell and Tyler Baltiera from 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom 2, for example. They showed on national television exactly how hard it is to give up a child. In an article by Corina Jean, she explains Caitlin and Tyler's struggles with their situation, but are grateful they opted for adoption. Caitlin says that it's complicating not getting to post pictures of her daughter on social media websites like a lot of parents do, but she thinks that she's given the child a better upbringing. Their daughter, named Carly, is now 4 years old, and even though they don't live with her, they still get to visit at least once a year and make their own memories. Adoption is definitely a very touchy subject, especially for someone who has gone through it. I don't personally know anyone who was adopted or has been through it, but I can most definitely understand their roller coaster of emotions. I obviously agree with the thought of adoption because of the examples given above. I think it's nice to give children a chance to have a healthy and good lifestyle and not worry about your child in certain situations. Adoption is a great way for these children to grow up and be excited about birthdays and Christmas and not have to worry about where they're going to have to sleep or eat, and I think it's a good option.